Hi friends, this is Neeraj here once again, and today I would be talking about in this video shortly about how this our different governments like Russian government and Indian government has announced stimulus or economic certain boosting measures for boosting of the economy and helping economy and comparing it its real impact on the economy. So that would be in short I would be discussing that, and today I'm just I'm trying to shoot this into the one of the biggest and very popular mall in Moscow. It's called Metropolis, and as you can see, everything is closed here also. And I'm wearing this mask also because it's become mandatory now to go into any closed space, and you need to wear mask and also the gloves. So only this shop which is working here is that hypermarket characteristic shop. So which so that is why this mall is in a way this way it's open. Now coming back to this today's video about the, the various measures taken by Russia and India. So let's start with the Russian government first. So before the starting of lockdown in March end, when the Russia also announced the first lockdown, they had released 4,000 rubles into the accounts of the senior citizens, those who are above 60 and plus, so that they can stay at home. After that, as the lockdown also extended, they started coming out with few measures like releasing more liquidity into the banking systems by cutting bank rates by 100 basis points also, and pushing banks to lend more to the customers and to this business and everywhere to support the businesses. So that was the inside of the fiscal side. And another recently also they announced is 10,000 rubles per child, so that whoever has a child into the family, so government will be directly releasing 10,000 rubles into the accounts of all the people having children. So that was in short this measures were given by the Russian government. But as you know that after that, that's when people ask that you have told about banks releasing funds and banks helping stimulus measures, but nothing is actually happening. Banks are not giving, and because they said that anyway you are going to, half of these businesses are going to die, and it becomes a credit risk for banks. So how banks can lend it without the sovereign guarantee or anything? So it is, it is a joke here also going around that president can say many things, but in the reality, the banks are not working in that fashion, because every business has its own what do you call that pros and cons of lending. Uh, and another, the practical, then it was summarized by the Russian economic minister, Alexei Siluan, that you cannot expect anything more than this, because we are not rich nation like USA and Europe. So you cannot expect that everybody will be getting money into their accounts. So businesses and generally everybody has to help themselves. So that was a very frank acceptance, honest acceptance by the Russian economic minister. Now, coming back to the Indian situation, as we have seen that at the starting of the lockdown in March in India also, Indian government has released some 1,000 or 2,000 rupees directly into the accounts of the poor people, basically in the laborers or migrants, those who live, who are very poor, who come under the category of poor people. And then they also released some kind of 5 kilo or 10 kilo of grains and pulses for each of this family in the month. So basically this was for the poor people only, this stimulus or what you can help measures. Now in last 2 days this government has, and in between the Central Bank of India, which is called the Reserve Bank of India, this RBI also announced all these rate cards and releasing of liquidity into the system, so that banks have more money, more cash to release it to the businesses, struggling businesses, and that way, that cash flow problems of each businesses can be taken care of. And in between afterwards, and recently yesterday, this FM, India's finance minister, the great competent Nirmala Sitharaman, announced that more 300,000 crore, 3 lakh crores of money will be, credit will be released. It will be with a moratorium and without any collateral, so that it will be kind of guaranteed by the government of India, and one can start paying 1 year after. So there is a moratorium of 1 year on these bank loans. So and this will be for the 4 years, so that it is that much ease. You can get liquidity with you, and you can at least pay salaries and immediate whatever the expenses are there. The, but having said that, the best joke about all this is that what I'm trying to compare is that in both the countries, in Russia and India, if you see, it is the government has directly helped the poor people, or those, but nothing about middle class. And even these so-called stimulus measures or boosting of economy and helping economy by releasing more funds to bank, it's not called help. It is just a push to the banks that you start giving more credit to these struggling businesses. But there is nothing like, that what middle class, there is nothing for middle class. And in case of Russia also, and in case of India, it is 50% or more population is middle class population. And middle class population, unlike poor, can't beg and can't go to anybody. They are in a catch-22 situation. They can't come on the road and ask for the help, and nobody helps them because nobody hears them. And everybody assumes that, oh, you don't need it. But it's not like this way. Most of these businesses, even in Russia and in India, 50% of all these small traders and the retailers and everything is this small middle class people who are engaged directly or indirectly into this retail business. And the small business, or what you call self-employed, who work on their own, and like independent, say some skilled workers. So for them, absolutely there is nothing. And 50% of this economy, 50% of your population, which is in a way contributing also to the economy by being employed and by generating employment, if they are going to die, because I'm sure without any this help directly into the hands of people, it's going to happen that once this virus will go, or even if people start learning to live with this virus, half of these businesses will be just vanish, foo in the air. And then all the millions of people, workers who are engaged with this business, they will also be suddenly jobless. So there will be a next cycle of a huge poverty coming into these things. And those middle class who have, through the years of hard work and their persistence, they have achieved something in life, they have made some little bit of money and all these things, it's all gone. It's in the air. And suddenly all this in 2-3 months of this lockdown continuing, and all the economic continues. And why I am saying so is that because government forced people to close down their businesses, and government has forced. So like in other countries, if the government has forced, like in Europe, they released amount to everybody, all businesses, all individuals, all poor or rich or middle class. Everybody has got some kind of a help from the directly into their account. So that way they can cope with this closer, and they can also manage somehow. But in Russia and in India, similarly nothing has, and they try to imitate these rich countries. So it's like comparing myself with Ambani, that richest man in India. If Ambani has got fever, he may go to, say, that big 5-star hospital of his own and some big doctors and all these things. And if I got fever, I can manage by going to some small doctors, or maybe Ayurvedic, which I can afford to. So what I'm trying to say is that for this different ills, you have a different solution. So what solution Europe employed is not necessary can be imitated by countries like India and Russia. We need to have our own solutions, and which is mixed with the practicality. And as we have seen this, the proof in last 2-3 months is that not many people have died of this virus. Maybe people with pre-existing illnesses, pre-existing diseases. For them, it's become more difficult and it's become more dangerous. So for them, whatever is the government is saying, that for older people and people with the pre-existing illnesses, better stay at home, better take precautions and all these things, that is all fine. But why majority of the people has to be deprived of their livelihood, and just for and that too without any help coming from the government. This will totally wreak havoc on the economy, and particularly India is a poor country. It will be totally vulnerable, if not by this virus, but by the poverty wave which will be spreading over India. You mark my word, after 2-3 months, you will see many of the jobs lost, and everybody has told about it. Another point I just wanted to tell is that who means who, that stupid organization, World Health Organization, they keep on coming with some guidelines at a very wrong time. When it was required that they should have given a strict warning in the starting of the January, that time they said that no, it's still under control, it's not so bad. After that, suddenly they came in March and that everything should be closed, and otherwise people will die, millions will be sick. And you know what happened? It's nothing happened like this way. Everything closed because of that guideline. Everybody closed in the world. And what happened? Economy got totally screwed up. Totally. That from that point, totally screwed up from the point where it will be very, very difficult to even come to the zero, basic. I'm not talking about going to the positive. We are totally gone into the ditch in negative territory. And now it's again coming after putting all this strict lockdown and everything should be done strictly closed, otherwise millions will die. Now they come out with another stupid advisory, which is unasked for, is that millions of people will die of hunger and poverty because of this lockdown. What kind of stupid organization this is there? That you come out with this one guidelines and then say that, oh, because of this guideline, now the next is that because of this which we told, and now because of that you implemented that, and because of that many people will die of some other things. I mean, who listens to this kind of things? Even a sane country, any country or any sane leadership should stop listening to all this nonsense and should get on with the certain pre-measured safety and guidelines. But you cannot stop. You have to keep on. You have to come up and start getting on fighting this virus head on, which is a unknown and unseen enemy. You cannot fight. You have to fight with head on by taking it on all these precautionary measures, but you can't surrender by closing everything and say that we will wait. What we will wait? You will die inside your house, and you will wait? Government has nothing to lose because they are sitting in their whole perches above and giving guidelines from the secured enclosures. And who suffers? This is the 50% of the population, which is middle class. Neither poor is suffering much, neither rich bothers because it doesn't touch them. Poor gets all the help from the government, but it is the middle class, and which is middle class has only contributed to this GDP growth. And it is their work and their hard work, their endeavor, their knowledge, their skills, which is getting suppressed, and which will be very difficult for any country, and particularly a country like India, to come above after suppressing this kind of measures. So my only advice to all these things, even though I understand I am nobody and nobody is going to, particularly these high echelons of the government are not going to listen, but the fact is that if you can't save, you can't suppress also. So any case, before this virus also, we didn't have enough of healthcare and all these things facility. People were managing on their own only. How many people in India were availing of the government hospitals and government facilities? In the same way, you can come up and say advisory that it is all up to the people to take precautions and start work, but health it is their own responsibility. Just like now also, it is not responsibility of the government. Okay, whatever the government takes and all these things, mostly it's the poor people get benefit of this government health. Middle class anyway pay from their pocket or from the insurance, or they are insured. So why you should, government should stop all the economic activity and everybody has to suffer. So they should immediately release these with certain guidelines and should not continue this kind of stupid lockdowns. That is my earnest request. Let people also fight on their own, and they are ready, rather than sitting at home. That's it from my side, and before leaving, I would just request to all of you to like it, share it, and subscribe it, my channel. And if you like my independent views and my research and all these things, as you know, it takes a lot of time an effort to convey these ideas. And if you want to help me and sustain my channel, so please kindly contribute to my channel by donating anything, whatever you find it worthwhile. All details are in the downstairs. So this is Neeraj here once again. Ciao from Moscow Metropolis. See you.